Remember, ladies and gentlemen, always part of the coffee each and every time. It is another episode of Psycho's Platters. That's right. Holiday edition. This time around, of course, I went and titled it Holiday Banana Splits and Other Treats. We'll explain that very shortly, actually. Just waiting until at least a handful. Mick, I love you. You are the first person to always come in here. Seriously. You know, if I was having an award show, yeah, like somebody else we know, you'd be getting an award for that, for being like first person in a Psycho stream. It's AZ Big. You're awesome. So, I know this one here, I am going to have to make this maximum an hour and a half, because I do have to take kid to work. I ended up, I wasn't feeling really good earlier today. I ended up having to take a couple-hour nap. I think it was just basically because, as maybe you guys are like, maybe you're like me too, it's really hard to sleep. It really is sometimes. And it just caught up with me. It just really, really did. But yeah, so, you know, this is the last Wednesday before Christmas. And I don't know. Well, I got some things to show. We'll get to that in a couple minutes if that's okay. I appreciate the 4 people that are here. Don't leave, please. I'll try to make what I'm going to say short, but you know, it's coming from me, and I like to do this. In the words of the movie Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey, he goes off and goes, "This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do." And I always thought that was that, and am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club? I love those bits. Anyways, so, see, look, I ask something nice and half my audience leaves. I don't get it. Well, that's all right, I guess. So, the thing is that this is the Wednesday before Christmas. Boy, now everybody's leaving. I don't stink. Oh, well, that's all right. I understand because, well, this is Christmas week, okay, and it's going to be really hard on a lot of people. You know, it just is. That's all there is to it. This time of year, there's always extra pressure and extra things. Hey, Fred, how are you doing, Mr. VGR, sir? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. So, you know what? Let me show you, guys, a couple Christmas gifts. Yeah, you want to see? You want to see what I got? This is all cool for me. Okay, so firstly, I got this for myself. Now, if you don't have a Waffle House near you, that's perfectly fine. But every year they go off and do a new holiday mug. Now, they used to be real big. You sometimes see the 2012 mug that I have. That's huge. It's huge. Anyways, that's what it looks like for 2023's design this year. And last year's was like green. I've got that somewhere too. Now, what I want to show you is that my grandson Liam, I'm telling you, this kid is going to be, he's going to be something. I'll tell you that right now. He's 11 and he is into young entrepreneur clubs, if you get what I'm saying. He's learning business. He's learning how to make money and learning the secrets and things behind it. You know what? They are the best. I'll tell you that right now. I love all 5 of my kids, but I have 9 grandkids, and crossing fingers and pray, my 10th and probably final grandchild will be here in late February. So he was selling coasters. No, not the band, but coasters. And so he made them. All right, I don't really know how. I didn't pull the curtain back like Wizard of Oz, but and so I'm like, yes, I'll buy one, and he gets to keep the money. which I didn't know that until today, okay, because I went and saw my oldest daughter. This is her kid. So I got, for a coffee coaster, this fits. Coffee day, every day. You're damn right on that. That is for sure. So I got that to go put this and all my other mugs on. And then I thought this was neat. It's not a secret. Everybody knows pretty much that I love Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and I love Felix the Cat. Those are my two favorites. So my daughter goes off and gets me this. Now, this is from Funko. You know what? This is my first Funko. I'm personally not going to buy any more than these, but I like this one because he's kind of cute. And so you go off on this. It's called Popsies. That's what it's called. A Charlie Brown Popsy. Yeah, so here's the thing, right? So I just learned this. So there's a button here that's disguised as a bow. What you do is this. And it says, the world is filled with Mondays. That's right. And but we try to steer clear from that stuff, don't we? So I thank my oldest daughter Katie and my grandson Liam for those things. And then on a holiday, continuing a holiday standpoint, this wasn't necessarily given to me as a Christmas gift, mind you, but it just happened to be Christmas week when I kindly got this LP from my friend Doug Fields, aka the Vinyl Grotto Radio Show. And so I only, due to circumstances beyond my control, I only got to hear one side of this right now. I'll hear the other side later. But so from 1968. Now, if you saw Joe Mayo's stream earlier, you saw this today. But if you didn't, this will be fun. So from 1968, I have been looking for this album on and off for 30 years. And so that's right. We're the Banana Splits. There you go. Look at them, huh? Just look at them. There's your front. Here's your back. All right. And then, of course, it is on your old school. I got to be careful here because the cover's a little dicey. Your color bar Decca, okay? And it's playing decent. It is. So, you know, if you love the Banana Splits or not, okay, let me tell you a couple things. Firstly, the theme song, the Tra-La-La song, you'd think that in 1968, when the Banana Splits released it as a single, right around the time of the TV show coming out, that it would have been, well, I don't know, a big novelty hit, right? It only got to 93. Can you imagine that? And I actually have a near mint copy of that 45, and it also was the first time I ever found that 45. And so to find it, I'm like, awesome. And I ended up finding that in a resale shop in Bentonville, the next town over. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Now, this album here, we really don't exactly know who the musicians that are playing on this thing, okay? What I mean is that are performing the instruments. I tried looking this up, and I cannot seem to find an answer. But I can give you a little bit of things here. So, We're the Banana Splits is the first track, and it's written by Tony Powers and Richie Adams. Now, if those names sound familiar to you, great. If not, here's what I'm going to tell you. Now, Tony Powers, he's done different things in the 60s, early 70s. Richie Adams also was involved co-writing stuff like Tommy James and the Shondells, a lot of bubblegummy stuff, okay? And Tommy James, in a way, the early stuff is bubblegummy kind of stuff. Hanky Panky, Moni Moni, I mean, you get the drift. So that's the first one. The second track on here, I'm going to find a cave. Now, with this, there's a little bit of a kind of a tragic story here in the Banana Splits land. And I know you're like, what? And I'm not talking about the 2019 horror movie. I have yet to see it. I don't know if I want to see it. It's just like that horror film for Pooh Bear. No, I don't like Blood and Honey. I don't want to see that either. But so I'm going to find a cave. It's co-written by a guy by the name of Jimmy Radcliffe. Jimmy Radcliffe was a songster from the early 60s to about 1973, because unfortunately he died in 73 of an accidental overdose, if I remember correctly. And he co-wrote a bunch of things for this album and others. But who sings I'm Gonna Find a Cave on here is Barry White. Yeah, that Barry White. Yes, there is a Banana Splits horror movie. The trailer's on YouTube. I'll give you that much of a hint. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I don't know if I want to. It's on DVD. I've seen it on DVD. Not seen it, but seen it on the form. Oh boy. So you got that. Then you have, next is This Spot. And then the next one, Doing the Banana Split. Barry White wrote this and sings on that too. Then you get Toy Piano Medley, which is an instrumental. And then the last track on side one is called Soul. That one's another one co-written by Jimmy Radcliffe. You get to side two, the Tra-La-La song, One Banana, Two Banana, which was, again, co-written by Richie Adams. And here, the next track on here is a little bit melancholy, maudlin, if you will. Wait Till Tomorrow. I remember seeing that. There's a handful of these I remember seeing on the Banana Split show. But yeah, that one always got me depressed for some reason. All right, the next one, You're the Lovin' End. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Kooper. And not only did Al Kooper co-write this, along with Irwin Levine, a.k.a. Jay Levine. All right. Yeah, that Jay Levine, who the one that would end up being in Ohio Express. All right. So you've got an interesting thing here. So Al Kooper and Irwin Levine with You're the Loving End. Next track is In New Orleans, which I'm not seeing anything really special about that. Next up, Two Tone Tessie, co-written and sung by Gene Pitney. That's right. Oh boy. Yeah, went from Man Who Shot Liberty Valance to Two Tone Tessie in just a couple of years. Oh my, how the mighty fallen. And then lastly, we get Jimmy Radcliffe again with Don't Go Away, Go Go Girl. Yes. So there's all your tracks on Banana Splits. We don't even know who the heck wrote the liner notes. I do like this line though, it cracks me up. In case you haven't heard the Banana Splits, welcome back from the Arctic Circle. Oh boy. So Banana Splits indeed. So I thank my friend Doug Fields for the Vinyl Grotto to go off and give me that for Christmas. Let's see. I want to talk about some things before I get into the next bit. I'll be before the commercials that I have. So I don't know. Okay, I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you're feeling about this holiday season. Okay, I've brought this up before. I'm not really with it. I haven't been for a few years. But unfortunately, it seems to me that this might end up being an extra kick in the gut. And I know you people don't know what I'm talking about because I haven't told you guys what I'm talking about yet. Well, let's go to the minor thing first. So my mother, okay, I never bring up my mom here. You know, Patricia's a very nice, lovely woman. She is, okay? And I don't know. the holiday season, like, okay, her next door neighbor died. Yeah, her next door neighbor died, like yesterday. Mixed with being that it's this time of year, mixed with Dad and Sister Sarah are gone. Okay? So she feels all alone. I try to talk to her every day. I like talking to my mom every day. If you get to do that with your parents or parent, good. Don't stop, okay, doing that. But I can't, all I can be here is a sounding board because she's 10.5 hours away, okay? I tried to get her down here to live with me, kids, grandkids, it would have made better sense, at least in my opinion. But she's got her own way of things. That's all I'm going to say about it. So, you know, I think occasionally a guilt card attempts to get put on the table. I'm not picking up the guilt card. Options were made a few years back. Yes, I do. I do have a red hat on, and I'll tell you why I got a red hat on too. I actually bought this for Walmart when it was a stupid holiday day. I have on Christmas Eve. I will get to drag out, and maybe I'll show it on Christmas. And if you guys saw my really horrible warbling of 12 Days of VC Christmas, yeah, I showed the Svengoolie sweater, the Svengoolie ugly Christmas sweater, briefly in that video. And so, yeah, see, now we get our welcoming committee here a little bit, and so yeah, so I'm just figured. I thought, what the hell? But I'm not, you know, I'm not feeling it this holiday season. Hey, good to see you here. I try around the 6 o'clock hour, guys. But like I said, maximum I can do today is about 7:30 my time, because I'm gonna have to. I got to make a phone call, and then I got to go take the kid to work. So, okay. So, Mom, you know, I try to remember. Okay, you know, you've heard that phrase, "Put yourself in the other person's shoes." Well, firstly, the shoe part, I unfortunately, her shoes would be broken because I've got big ass feet. She's got tinier feet. But secondly, you know, if I was relatively by myself and I didn't have any family around, I think I could understand truthfully how she feels. I think so anyway. I'm not gonna say I know exactly how she feels because I'd be a liar. Nobody knows that except the person that's feeling. Get it? I've got bad news and good news, but which is up to each person. You know, that is kind of true. It is a perspective. You know, the slide rule and the protractor sometimes depends on the perspective of that news. So, but I love my mother. I always have. She was the one that was supposed to raise me, not my biological dad. I have been finding out more and more information about him, and I am not happy. This man, I have had a couple OMG moments, if you will, finding out things about him. So I'm so blessed, honest to God, God put me with my mother instead of my biological dad for a very good reason, because if I would have, I'm just gonna go by what I have seen and heard. This isn't alleged, but I know my half brothers and half sisters, some of them, not all of them. And even though we all have a degree of dysfunction, oh boy, let's just say I'm glad I ended up on this side instead of biological dad. The bad for me is I'm not going to be making any more videos and probably not showing up to comment on videos. The main reason is the good news. I have a new friend in my life. Oh, really? Is it that kind of friend? That's all for now. Just a friend. Okay. But maybe, you know what? What is that Tom Petty song I'm thinking of? Love is a long, long road. That was a B-side of Free Falling. Did you know that? I learned that today. Seriously, good for you. I get it. Good. But the thing is she the dangerous type? See what I did? That's like my favorite car song, by the way. You know what? Step Into Christmas is okay. Father Christmas, God, is it depressing? To me, it's a depressing song. I'm just saying. Oh, wow. Well, Mike, I mean, you'll figure it out. You guys will figure it out. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Speaking of that, please let me get another cup of coffee, and we're going to go to the second thing I want to tell you about. Don't run away. I'm coming right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. Never said I could sing, ever. Although, go figure, for 2 years in high school, I was in the chorus. I sang bass. I guess in a way, now that I have children, I guess you could say that Daddy sang bass. Yeah, I know that was a horrible pun. I don't care. Yeah, road trips are fun, Mike. They can be. They can be. Unless it's in this icy, slushy winter, then none of that's fun. Whether you're going to the local grocery store or you're going 700 miles away. Sorry, hang on. Sorry, don't leave. Okay. See, I told you not to leave. One of you left. I said, my instructions are pretty basic. Okay. She's coming to stay with a friend of hers, and I hope to have my friend and I and his new wife go down to that would be nice. That'd be something to look forward to. Ah, yes. Oh, she lives in Florida. All right. Nice. I wouldn't mind going down to Florida again. I haven't been to Florida since 1977. But if I'm going to go down there, I probably would go during spring training and, go see a few spring training games in Florida. I would love to do that. If you guys, any of you guys baseball fans, do you remember the Senior League? The Senior League was out in the late 80s, early 90s, I think. They even had baseball cards. We're talking about all of our baseball heroes of the past, within reason. Like going back to the 60s, actually, and they were playing ball. They had their own teams. It was pretty cool. I would have loved to have seen a handful of those. But yeah, I'd like to go to Florida to catch spring training. So it's me and my friend here in Tennessee and his fiance and my new friends, very good friends with the fiance. So we're all besties. That is great. So that was the other thing. So the second thing, yeah, perfect situation, right? Second thing, so I know I've shared some of my life with you guys. You guys know more than maybe some other people in my life. And obviously, I'm only going to blurt out what I care to blurt out that is worthy to be blurred out. In other words, I don't really want to get anybody ashamed or disappointed because I said something. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. She loves to dance, and she loves. Oh, yeah. There you go. You're gonna have to learn all of them all over again. The swim, the mashed potato, the frug, the Batusi, the Charleston, oh boy, the rumba, the conga. Got to start a conga line eventually. Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, cha-cha. 1, 3, 4. Yes. Oh, practice like, oh. You don't want to practice dancing? I can't dance. I can slow dance. I can't dance. She said she'll teach me to salsa. Sounds like a winner. Seriously. Hey, yeah. Let's throw that out. Is she? I mean, that's awesome if she is. I've had, let's see, I've had a Latino girlfriend. If she wasn't so cuckoo and went behind my back, maybe we still would have been together. Good old Maria. Oh, well. So, why, look, yes, by coincidence she is. Ha-ha! The peanut gallery is excellent in their detective skills. That's right. Spivey. So, spicy. Yeah. I see for 2 seconds, believe it or not, when you said Spivey, the first thing that came to my head was Dan Spivey, the wrestler from WCW days. He was one of, like a tall little sucker, if I remember correctly. One of the, what was it, the skyscrapers, Twin Tower? I don't know. We got wrestling stuff we're going to talk about here in a few minutes too. But so, so here's the thing. I have, so in 1996, yeah, we're going back. So I don't have the, in 96, I met somebody that was very wonderful in my world. So I guess I'm just going to leave the one video up of me being silly with Wipeout. But after this week, I'll all but be done with YouTube. Well, I can understand that. And yeah, good luck to you. Seriously. I hope this ends up being a fruitful, long relationship if it's supposed to. So in 96, I met a lady that I just met her by chance, and we happened to yap. She told me she was a former radio disc jockey in Central Illinois in the late 1970s, early 80s. She piqued my interest. She really, really did. We ended up being friends. She, when my second wife was putting me down, this lady uplifted me. Seriously, okay. I ended up going back to college, getting my degree, and getting into radio. That was my first stab. Was all because one person believed in me. And she barely knew me. And so now, oh, nice. Now it's 2023. And she's got stage 4 lung cancer. Okay. I didn't realize how bad it was until just this week, actually. It is, she was taking the treatments to just prolong her life because she knew she was going. And the last time I got to truly get a message from her was 2 weeks ago when I inquired about something. What most people don't know is that she was my fiance. She was the reason, one of the 3 reasons why I came down here to Northwest Arkansas. Well, because she lived here too, okay? Now, look, she was married, all right? Well, we didn't start our thing till 2000, but, and I learned a lesson. I really, really did, guys. Just never to be with married people, okay? It is just, A, it's wrong, and B, it's such a mess, unless the other spouse, like if you're in the middle of a divorce or separation is dicey, but like if you're divorced, that's another thing. We decided to take our time, but for us, dating is not just recreation. To see the, well, yeah, oh, gotcha, okay. I completely can understand that. I never got to, quote, shack up with, her name's Mary. That's all I'm going to say. And we never did that. All right. But it's either tonight or tomorrow is when, unfortunately, she will die. Yeah. So like the last 24 to 36 hours of her life. And it didn't end well. And part of me is going to die too. I know, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like this during Christmas time, right? But guess what? This is during Christmas time. And maybe next week I will talk more. That's all I want to say for now about that. All right. So, commercial time. How about that? And then I'm going to show you some stuff. Some wrestling things. How about that? All right, so Jukebox from Hell. I'm telling you. Jukebox from Hell this year, this season 3 is almost over. We, the one I just posted, episode 28. Yeah. Yeah, that's young. Well, to me anyway, it's young. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, oh, sorry. He's in Einstein's sister. You got me on that. I never heard of Einstein's sister. Wow. I'm gonna have to look that up. So, the episode 27, of course, was Bay City Rollers, Strangers in the Wind. That did really good response. You guys seemed to enjoy it, whoever watched it. So I threw a curveball this time for episode 28, which I posted the video last night. We were looking at, from the band 2, WO2, Voyeurs from 1998, Rob Halford from Judas Priest, John 5, and executive producer Trent Reznor. We go into that track by track. We talk about that. Nice. I'm going to have to look into them. Thank you. That is funny. I like that. Oh, well, yeah, who doesn't Schnee know? Seriously, who does he not know? So, then, episode 29 of Jukebox from Hell. We're going to do 1988, Little River Band's Monsoon, okay? Not much of this came out on vinyl for this album. If I remember correctly, this is the last vinyl Little River Band album in the United States. But we're going to be talking about that on next episode of Jukebox from Hell, which I'm hoping to have that up maybe by Christmas Eve. I'm going to try to do it and put it up there so somebody's got, if not Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day, I'll have it up by, because we're almost done with the season. And the way to end it, episode 30, is going to be a groaner. I'm going to tell you that right now. A lot of you people are going to go, what the hell? But it needs to be done. The final vinyl. What was it? Rainbow had an album called Final Vinyl. I think that came out in 85, 86. And basically, it was a good comp. It was a good Rainbow comp. They only had one new track. It was a Graham Bonnet outtake. I think Bad Girl. It was a flip side to, I want to say Can't Happen Here. Or what was the other one that came out from that album? That was Down to Earth. Yeah, because Difficult to Cure, that's when Joe Lynn Turner shows up. So, yeah. Final Vinyl. I used to have that when I was a kid. I love Rainbow. I love all that old stuff. But, so yeah, episode 30 will be a groaner, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so how about this? How about I tell you a little bit about last Friday's wrestling show? I know, you wrestling people, yeah, I was watching an episode of Better Call Saul. He's in a music store that has a signed Blackmore guitar. The younger people he's with have no idea who it is. Yeah, nobody would know today, but they need to. They need to do the homework of good old Deep Purple, the Rainbow Records, all right? And Blackmore's Night, which I've heard a little bit, I've heard a little bit, and I like it. It's just different. I just wish Richie would, I don't know. I don't know. There's not going to be a Deep Purple reunion with him, that's for sure, but I wish he'd crank up Rainbow one more time. I know I'm asking for it too much. Eventually, I want to find a CD copy, because I don't think they make vinyl, of Strangers in Us All. That was the album that Doogie White sings on. What a name, right? But I'm told that that's actually a kind of consistent album, but it didn't chart real well. Could it be on Jukebox from Hell eventually? You betcha. He says, come on, you know Deep Purple. And one kid says, oh yeah, another Brick and Mel, my God. Yeah, I could see kids doing that today. So, last Friday, Siloam Springs, Arkansas, near the Oklahoma border, okay, got to go to Mid-States Wrestling. That is the name of the organization. It's based out of Harrison, Arkansas, but they do wrestling shows in a 4-state area: Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So if you live in any of those states, you might want to check them out. It's a bunch of fun. But I want to show you a picture. Yes, there is actually. Part of the infamous Black Oak compound, which is where the band was in the 70s, part of it's still there. Not much. The rest of it got destroyed in the 80s, I'm told. So, anyways, you people on Facebook that Facebook me are going to have seen, I've seen this picture already. Sorry for the glare. Ladies and gentlemen, I met Jimmy, Mouth of the South Hart, last Friday. Yes. Let me show you another goofy pic. He told me to do this. So, like I'm pretending to with the megaphone. Oh my God. He was great. I'll tell you that right now. Very, very nice, very kind individual. And heck, I got to talk to him on and off for, well, I don't know, between 5 and 10 minutes during the whole night. Did Blackmore play the lead guitar and Smoke on the Water? Yes, he did, Dave. Yeah, that's something I know, right? So, I got his book. I showed you guys this last week, but he went off and signed that to me, and of course it says the year in his Hall of Fame. Okay, we showed pictures from this last time. I've got 2 8x10s. Now, I didn't know I was going to get 2. Okay, now one of them I tried to be nice quickly and asked for it signed to somebody else, but he already signed them. So maybe my friend could. I heard there's a way that you could possibly remove the personalization, and my buddy could keep it. I haven't decided which one yet I'd have, but those came free. You had a choice of 2 8x10s when you got an autograph from him. I thought that was awesome. Seriously. And then we talked a little bit about his days with the Gentrys. So I got him to sign. Remember, I showed this last episode. So basically, it still is. It's him. It says the Gentry. What? I can't even read this. The Gentry starts with a K and then I don't know. Anyways, and of course, that's him. Oop, that's him in the photo. So kind of neat on that bit. And then he gave me something else. I'm going to show you in a second. All right, you know what? Thanks. And just take good care of yourself, all right, please? And you know my email. Email me from time to time. Okay? Seriously. Looking forward to it. All right. So he gives me, because he had 2 of these, and he decided to get, because I gave him my contact information. He knows about my show. Hey, it's my brother Dave. Yay. Just kidding. Yeah. So he gave me, this is obviously a copy, but it's done on nice, little bit thicker stock. So there was a concert I'm going to show you. It's from Sound Blast 66. That's what this is. And it was held June 10th, 1966 at Yankee Stadium. And the bottom of the thing says, don't bring your friends, bring your neighborhood. So who was in this concert? So remember, mid-66. We're going to go from lowest to highest. And they show some of the pictures here. And the Gentrys are on this poster. So we start with your opening act, Cowsills who? So the Cowsills, you know, like I said, 66, before they even got fame. Yes, from St. Louis. Hello there, Jim. Yes, good to have you here. So we start off with Cowsills where you're opening, followed by the Gentrys, followed by the Marvelettes, then the McCoys. Like I said, mid-66 we're talking here. Then Jerry Butler, Stevie Wonder after that. The Byrds is special guest. Your second to the headliner, Ray Charles, Raylettes, and Orchestra. So he was there along with everybody else. And your headliner was the Beach Boys. And it says plus 66 Taj Go-Go dancers at Yankee Stadium, June 10th, 7:30 p.m. He gave me this. I thought this was so cool. And I'm just like, wow, you know. I didn't even know anything about this. This is like friggin' awesome. So, Jimmy Hart, you are one class act. You really are. And hopefully that will not be the last time I'll actually be interacting with them. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. But if you are a wrestling fan, February 24th, 2024, in Miami, Oklahoma. So if you are around the Tulsa area, you may want to go see this. This is through Wrestling for a Cause. And Jimmy will be there. Jimmy will be there on February 24th, along with Scotty Tuhati and Eric Braunman, if I remember correctly, and from Ring of Honor, Cheeseburger, whoever that is. So I never really watched Ring of Honor very much. So you're going to have that on February 24th. We may go, me and my executive producer, if the weather is okay. You know, and I have the money. We'll see. I'm not promising anything. Hey, Do you like Herman's Hermits? They played a super small venue out here. Okay, so Jim, let me ask you this. Was it Peter Noon or was it the Barry Witham lineup? Now, I have a friend of mine. This was, back when I lived in Illinois, so we're going to say mid-2000s for the sake of the story. Herman's Hermits, featuring Barry Witham, who's the drummer, performed at a county fair, Elkhorn County Fair in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Excuse me, Walworth County Fair in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. And I don't know. Oh, I wish that would be something. Because, I mean, this almost looks like a movie poster, doesn't it? But it's not. It's just this was just, I'm like, I wish there was film or audio for that. I'd love to hear all that. But, so I have a signed 8x10 from Barry personalized to me. I have not yet met Peter Noon. Another autograph I've got from Herman's Hermits is Carl Green. Carl Green, for a handful of years, was on the Beatlefest circuit, too. And Carl, that kills people. Carl was the bass player for Herman's Hermits. And, yeah, so but it sounds like Carl kind of, he was out there for a couple of years. And then I want to say COVID is pretty much what, took out everybody at that time from performing. But I have not seen him since then. Oh, okay, I know where Belleville is. I had to go in there. There's a big Catholic cemetery there. I took pictures. I have some of my family are recognized there. Lincoln Theater. Oh, nice. I love those old theaters. That's awesome. I would love to see Peter Noon. I really would. I heard, depending on what day you catch him, he could be real good. He could be a crab ass. I don't know. I mean, I guess anybody could be that way on any day, right? So, yeah, I'd love to see Herman's Hermits. Probably, oh, jeez. I think my favorite song from them, I know it's going to be a little weird, No Milk Today, which was written by Graham Gouldman, who would end up in 10cc, that's right. And if I remember correctly, I think he was a mind bender in Wayne Fontana and the Mind Benders. I could be wrong on that, but that's the first thing that popped into my head. I like No Milk Today. I like it Kinda Hush. That's another one I like. I don't like Mrs. Brown, and I don't like Henry. I dislike Henry VIII more than Mrs. Brown. Okay. If we were going to have a ranking, Henry VIII would be way down on my favorite Herman Hermits songs, all right? But, so let's see. I would love to see him, that's for sure, in his little version, and maybe meet him. I know sometimes he does do meet and greets, but it has to do with the fan club or something, I think. Hey, so I finally checked out the whole McCartney album. You know what? You're right, Jim. It does take a couple listens, and it does grow on you. It's not a great album. Well, it's not a great album, but it's not a shit album. I think it's a little above average. That's how I feel about it. But there is some good songs in there, and of course, there was a handful of Beatle leftovers, and you got Maybe I'm Amazed. Oh boy. All right. Well. That's funny. Whatever. I actually, know a couple people with that. And one's doing all right, the other one's dying. So I'll be amazed if that particular person makes it through to the spring. But I'm not going to talk about that today, Cat. Oh, good. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Oh, God, McCartney 3. Once again, strong EP. I don't give a shit what Joe and Tom Horniati say. I'm sorry. I really just don't see the quality being in McCartney 3. I think it is marginally better than Egypt Station. Yeah, I know. I'm going to get that too, aren't I? Which number was Ram? That would have been the second album. Yeah, second album from him. There you go. Let me see if I get this right. McCartney, Ram, Wildlife, Band on the Run, Red Rose Speedway, Venus and Mars, Wings at the Speed of Sound, Wings Live Over America, London Town, Back to the Egg. So you've got 10 from those golden years. Oh boy. So Ram, Venus, and Mars, and Band on the Run. I would probably, definitely Band's going to be on my top. Okay. I'm not going to put him in. Well, okay. So Band on the Run, Back to the Egg. I like that one. And I probably would say Venus also. So I'm, slightly different. Ram's all right. It's just, I only liked a couple songs. Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm just saying. I think, to me anyway, it's not by much. It's by a little bit. Maybe I just need to re-listen to Ram, right? I know there's that Ram mono mix. I'd be kind of curious to hear that. Oh, see, there you go. I love this. Wait a minute. What's your favorite Kiss and Alice Cooper albums? Hi, by the way. Paul, like I said, the Paul is not dead thing. I added that knack to the request file, too. I put it in the book this morning. Let's see. Favorite Kiss album? Oh, boy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a two-way tie. It's either Destroyer or Love Gun. It depends on what day I'm listening to it. I love those first couple albums, but truth, they should have had different producers. That's all I'm saying, because, I think they would have been a hell of a lot better and more recognizable. Kiss, Dressed to Kill, Hotter Than Hell, they all needed better producers. Yeah, I do. I think Back to the Egg is very underrated. Favorite McCartney album after 1980? Okay, all right, some people are going to roll their eyes. I don't really care. Flaming Pie. But saying that, nipping on Flaming Pie's heels, Run Devil Run. I actually like the way he handled that with that group. I wish he would do another one like that with the same people or maybe different people. I just think it was a neat, fun record, okay, for McCartney. Because let's face it, McCartney can have fun, but most of the time it seems to be too serious of tunes. I love it when he just lets it all out. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You asked me the question. So Alice Cooper. Yeah, I love Poison. That's a great tune. Well, okay. So the only and I got them dirt cheap. I did have the Venus and Mars set. I gave that to a friend of mine though, and I have Flowers in the Dirt somewhere. As far as for the Alice Cooper, favorite Alice Cooper, it's probably gonna be $1 Billion Babies as far as for the group is concerned, and then probably, oh boy, Welcome to My Nightmare, and or From the Inside, which eventually that album will be a Jukebox from Hell. Love it to death. Like I said, I think all of the Alice Cooper group stuff really is great. The only one, and of course, reading the backstory, I can see why the quality was not up as much as the rest. Muscle of Love, which you already started having a disintegration of the band in the middle of recording it anyway. But I mean, Muscle's got some good stuff. But like I said, Billion probably is my favorite off of those. I picked up Flower of the Dirt the other day and gave it a few listens. You know what? I understand. And oh yeah, you know, I apologize. I left a late '80 album out, Tug of War. So if we're gonna go top 3 after 1980. In not really any order whatsoever. Tug of War, Run Devil Run, and Flaming Pie. That would be my top 3 after 1980. Oh, you know what? I haven't forgot about Dada. And listen, you're right. Dada will get the treatment first, but eventually. See, here's the thing with Jukebox. I try not to do the same artist twice in the same season. Eventually, there's going to be bands that are going to get a repeat that I did previous episodes in Jukebox, but they're going to get a different album. One of them, for example, Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick's going to be coming back season 4 or season 5. I don't know. They will be coming back. So will Nielsen. That'll be another returner. And it's kind of sad about that one, really. Let's see. Who else? I don't know right now. But that's just some hints. That's some hints. But Dada, you betcha. I don't have that album, okay? Every time I find that day, and I want an OG, I don't want a reissue. I could have got a reissue. My local collectible store, if you will, had some leftover copies of, I don't know when Rhino reissued them with the colored vinyl and all. Sure, I could have got one of those, but I don't want one. I want an OG press from '83. Flowers I Love, sorry, I just really like it, and I'm actually a fan of the 1986. Oh, really? Press to play? I don't have press. I don't think I ever had press, ever. I think I had the 45 at one point or another. I like Alice's Constrictor album, 2 songs from Friday the 13th, Part 6, Teenage Frankenstein and Bam. You betcha. That is some good stuff right there. You know, the MCA years for Alice do not really get enough love, honestly. I'm the same when I was buying. Yeah, exactly. I'm picky. I'm sorry, I'm picky. Okay. It's very. The only way I will make an exception is if it's like some super ass rare record. I know I said super ass rare record that's like valued at $200 or more. Okay, and if I can get a $20 reissue, and it might have extras like a little photo book, or you're going to have a story on the inner sleeve, I'll pull the trigger. It doesn't have to be colored vinyl, but if it is, that's great too. That's how I feel about it. But I mean, if it's like under $200, I'll wait it out. Sometimes I can do some decent trading. Sometimes I'll just have, I can find things on eBay or anywhere else. That's cool. Mike to each his own. I probably should give Dirt a few more listens. So yeah, okay, so let's see. I think I went through everything. I think I did that I wanted to today anyway. Am I missing anybody that passed on in music in the last week? I think it's been pretty quiet as far as except for original AC/DC drummer Colin Burgess. We'll throw that in the dedication today too for this episode. I know he passed away, but he only, if I remember correctly, was only on the first single, Can I Get Next to You, Girl? Yeah, and that was it, but he only was there 73, 74. And but then he ended up in a different band after that he lasted for a few years. I don't know if it was an Australian band or whatever. I don't know. I'll admit I'm kind of weak in my Aussie rock collection portion. I don't have a lot other than the typical AC/DC and And Bee Gees, yes, Bee Gees are Australian first, English second, and Little River Band. Of course, I've got those. I do have a little bit of Easy Beats. I think I've got Friday on My Mind with a picture sleeve. That's nice. I don't have any Easy Beats albums. I know about Cold Chisel. I think I got a Best of Cold Chisel DVD. Rose Tattoo is another band, I guess. I've heard Angry Anderson and Company. I think it was Hoodoo Gurus. Did Hoodoo Guru come out there? I've got some autographed Hoodoo Gurus CDs. Go figure. I picked them up at a Goodwill for $1 a piece. That was a few years back. Yeah, I think it's bullshit, really, for new prices of records. And you know what? I don't blame you. I probably, as far as if a new album is coming out, I will buy the CD first over the vinyl, unless the vinyl is sort of reasonably priced, like the Mickey Dolenz. The Mickey Dolenz 6 REM. That was an okay price. You know why? Because I got it free in a trade. You can't pass free. I've still been spinning that like maybe once a week. I think it's a day. I know, right? Because you're not. The only reason why I knew that they came from Australia is because I think it was the late 70s or early 80s. I tripped on a budget LP. One of those ones to, a scam to make money, a quick thing. And they had, I guess, and I could be wrong on this, BG fans, correct me if I'm wrong, that I think their first recordings in Australia go back to 1958. I'm not sure if I'm right on that, but if that's the case, they were around for a long-ass time. But then again, they were kids when they started out that. I don't know what year they went to England. I want to say, 65, 66? I'm not sure. In Excess, that's right. Thank you. Geez, how could I forget about them? It's just not right. It's not right how Michael Hutchence got murdered. I think he got murdered, ladies and gentlemen. There's just a lot of weird-ass stuff. Bob Geldof goes off and marries Pauline Yates right after. And Pauline's dead, too. That's all I'm saying. It's also crazy people buying cleaners for records that are thousands of dollars so they can't hear the snap crackle. Yeah, that is a part of the experience. You know what, Dave? Maybe I'm talking out of my ass, okay, but there is enough potential back then for Michael to possibly, allegedly be offed, okay? I know that sounded, yeah, exactly. And you wouldn't think that very much, would you? I mean, Boomtown Rats, right? But how did he manage? Now, I'm asking here, legitimately, I'm not being a smartass for once. How did Bob Geldof go from being in Boomtown Rats and I Don't Like Mondays and Banana Republic and some of those other cool tunes to Live Aid, and he's like the one running it in 85. I mean, we know that he was involved with Band Aid. He was the one that coordinated all of it. How the hell did he get all that power, if you will, within 3 to 4 years? He climbed up that ladder pretty damn fast. And usually when you're doing that, that usually means you're cutting deals on the side. Gotta run. Listen, thank you very much. I love when you guys come on here. I think in a little bit I'm going to be wrapping this up because, like I said, 7:30 is the max for me here because I got to get ready and all. But yeah, so In Excess. I love those first couple albums. I'm trying to remember that last album that they did with Hutchence. mid-90s, I think. Didn't do real well in the charts, if I remember correctly, at least in America. The last hit that I remember was Suicide Blonde. I like Suicide Blonde. That's a cool tune. That was off of Kick, right? Or am I wrong on that? I don't know. I may have one In Excess vinyl. That's it. And it's not for not wanting. It's just I've only ever found one out of all my Elegantly Wasted. Yes. Thank you. Elegantly Wasted. That's a good title. You know what? That is a great song. That is. It rarely ever comes on the radio down here, but I will turn that sucker to 10 when that song's going. That is a truth right there. But I remember that In Excess had that talent show. I don't remember what year. Oh yeah, I forgot Peaches is dead too. I forgot. Danny. Yeah, I don't blame you, Danny. Danny's a good guy. I was up on screen with him and Joe and Tom earlier today. I loved it. If it wasn't for that video call I had to take, I would have been up there longer. But that's all right, you know. I'm going to tell you something you're not going to see from this guy. A 24-hour live stream. I don't know how George got the energy. Maybe he had to drink a lot of energy drinks. Maybe he drank pots of coffee. I don't know. I could never do a 24-hour live stream. George is a good guy. I like George. I think I've been up on his panel once or twice, but it's been a while. The only thing is that, well, you're welcome. I'm just telling the truth, my friend. So the thing is that what my weakness, my only weakness, no, it's not my only weakness, but audiophile stuff. You got me. Okay, I don't know what the difference between a MOFI and a URHQ or a UHQR is. I really don't. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I wish they'd do that a lot more. Yeah, no kidding. You're right on that bit. I'm lucky if I can drink one pot a day now. I used to drink more, but I try to cut back a little. But yeah, so I just, there's no way you're ever going to see a Psycho. I think like the longest Psycho stream I ever did was 3.5. But that was back when my laptop was running and I had guests. I miss having guests. It'll come back, trust me. It will. I just have to figure out if I'm going to get a tax refund or not, so I can afford a different, newer laptop. Because, like I said, I don't know why it sounds tinny when I'm on, when I try to put somebody on, like I have with Ruth Ann or Richard the Music Maniac, or Joe, Sarasota Joe, when I tried all that recently, and they all sounded very tinny or sounded like something coming out of a Taco Bell drive-through order box. Yeah, and everybody tells me, well, mute your YouTube. Well, I hate to admit this. I'm not quite sure how I can do that. I'm on a tablet. So I don't really know if I can do that without possibly losing the stream. And, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll test it out on Christmas Day. Yes, I said Christmas Day, because you know what, guys? After you eat, maybe even before you eat, I'm going to do a small Christmas show broadcast. And you know what? There's not going to be anything. We'll just yap for an hour. How about that? Just like in between the football games, if there's football games, and the Christmas movies and cartoons. I'm from Chicagoland, like I said previously. I do know, though, that if anybody was from Philly or Boston, I don't know if New York, maybe Danny can answer that question on New York, because I know that I think the station up there was WPIX. I don't know if I'm getting that right, or WPLJ, I don't know. But we used to show these 3 Christmas cartoons every year on Channel 9 and WGN before it was a superstation. And we had Hard Rock Coco and Joe, Susie Snowflake, and the original Frosty the Snowman cartoon. What I mean by that is that one was created, it was either 1951 or 52. So yeah, it's years before the Rankin Bass. And it was not Christmas holiday season until we at least got to see those 3 cartoons during the Christmas holidays, whether it be on Ray Rayner's show early in the morning, or Garfield Goose and Friends, or Bozo's Circus. Oh, good. Okay. So there was a WPIX and a WPLJ. Who's the one that shows the Christmas log? One of those still does, don't they? They just show the log, and it's from, the burning log with music behind it. I think that's pretty cool, to be honest with you. I don't know if they do that down here in Northwest Arkansas. I don't watch too much TV. To tell you the truth, the only television I watch anymore, and I mean TV, over-the-air TV, because I don't have cable. I ain't paying cable, is Svengoolie. I'll only watch Svengoolie on Saturday nights, and maybe Batman after that, and maybe Star Trek. But, okay, WPIX 13, all right. Awesome. Christmas gets blurred on the internet as we are ahead in time. But yeah, so for me growing up, it was those 3 Christmas cartoons. I had to see those. Susie Snowflake is like the most melancholy, sad one, because it is a little depressing at the end. At least it feels that way. It was depressing that way when I was a kid. It gets me slightly sad at 56 years old. What can I say? And then, of course, Charlie Brown Christmas. Saturday night, believe it or not. That's why I'm not doing a Saturday show. I also am probably not going to be watching Svengoolie. I cannot remember if I've seen Black Cat or not. But I have to get my ass up at 5:30 Sunday morning for my shift at Christmas Eve at my store. I am not looking forward to that. I am not. But I have been invited to Christmas Eve supper right afterwards, so I'm very happy about that too. Once again, I know that this time of year can be very stressful, and people with seasonal depression, it hits them hard. There are people that give a shit about you. There's people that love you. Don't forget that. If you think you're alone, you're not. You're not. I know people can feel all alone in a room full of people. I don't know. I've been there. There's more to live for. Don't try offing yourself. I tried that when I was 16. I was dumb and stupid and young. So, here I am 40 years later, talking to you guys. I love it. I'd rather be doing this all day than working. That's a fact. No, you're welcome. Just telling the truth. I try to tell the truth. I really do. I try to be honest mostly, I think. I don't believe in the white lie type stuff. I think it just all comes back to bite you in the ass in the end. It's not worth it. So the Yule log. So let's see. I know there was horror hosts in every major market. So for New York, would it, like with Philly, was it Zachary? Because I think it was Zachary, or was there another one in the New York, Philly area besides Zachary? I don't know who Boston was. Sven Gooley's been around since 1979, but he got canceled in 86. That bummed me out. January 86, because Channel 32 became Fox, and Fox wasn't going to have anything like that. None of the Fox stations had customized evening programming. That's why Sven got canceled. It had nothing to do with whether his ratings were good or bad. But yeah, he was off the air for 10 years, no, 8 years. He came back in 94 at a small UHF station, and he's been national since 2010, 2011. So the whole country can see Sven now. So now you guys that do get to watch on MeTV wherever you live, you now understand a little bit about what kind of made me happy when I was a kid, because I looked forward to Sven from 79 to 86. I was 11 and a half, and then by the time he went off air, I just turned 18, and I still love him. Met him once. Guy's real nice. He's very, I don't know, very friendly. So, and of course, this time of year, he likes to do the Santa Claus stuff. He usually makes a Santa Claus appearance once or twice in the surrounding suburbs of Chicago. All right. So, like I said, my next time I'm probably going to broadcast will be Christmas Day for a very short hour, I think. But until then, I want everybody, to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Hanukkah, whatever you'd like to call it. And if you don't celebrate holidays like some people, just have a good day. Just have a good day or two, okay, with your family if you've got it, or anything else for that matter. And until next time, guys, just take good care of yourself, okay? That's important. So I'm going to end this broadcast kind of weird. When I used to do my radio show in 2000, 2001, and Mary was with me, not in the studio, but I would go off and I would end every show with, Angel, I love you. I'll be coming home soon.